Hi guys, Hope Zvara here, and we're going to be working through some neck releases, and so sometimes called nerve glides. This is a great warm-up and a really nice way to help your students kind of decompress from the day or even kind of wake their body up if you're working with a morning class. This is something that I really like to do even just throughout the day as a nice little pit stop. If I'm at my desk or even when I'm traveling, I find that my upper body can get really stiff. So this is a great kind of anytime add in, and I know that you and your students are going to love it. So sitting nice and tall, and remember always that if you need to sit on a cushion, as a rule of thumb, if your knees are elbow rests, you're going to want to lift your hips up. So a block works really great for you to get up on, as does a cushion or a folded blanket or a pillow. Kind of use what you have available. So nice and tall. And on an exhalation, just gently drop your chin to the chest and relax your shoulders down and back. So you may already notice here that you're feeling a really nice release through the neck. And so feel free just to stay as you are. Otherwise, you're going to interlace your fingers at the base of the skull, the occipital bone, and press your head down into your hands. And as you do that, press your head back up into your hands, and you should feel some really great space coming down your neck and possibly to the space between the shoulder blades. So play with your elbows and also play with flexion and a little bit of an extension in your spine to be able to kind of notice what you need. And then tipping the head a little bit to the right and very gently a little bit to the left can really help you unlock your body, especially if you have a tighter side of the spine. Definitely work with that side of the neck maybe a little bit more than the opposite. And always remember to really relax the shoulder girdle down away from the ears and keep your front rib cage drawn down, because your rib cage is kind of like the roof of your core. So if your core is not working, your roof is very unstable. And then gently release the hands to the knees and just gently bring the head back up. So the next one that we're going to do is actually going backwards. So if you've ever worked with a massage therapist and you come in and say your upper back hurts and they actually work your front chest, is often because what you're feeling when this feels tight is you're feeling strain. Those muscles are overstretched because this may be your likely posture. And so this is what we like to call locked short. So by opening up the front of the neck and opening up the front of the chest, you're actually going to bring relief to your upper back. And one of my students many years ago called this the gobbler stretch. And it's actually the opposite of what you would think. We're looking to have more tautness under the neck. We actually have to stretch those muscles so that they can stay nice and strong and buoyant. Otherwise, they get kind of saggy and droopy and just kind of really tight in the front of the throat. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see a little bit better. And we're going to do this two different ways. So first way, you're just going to drop your chin to your chest, relax your shoulders down and back. Now in a nice deep breath in, open your mouth. I'm going to talk, open your mouth, and start to tip your head back, going back as far as you feel comfortable. Now close your mouth and push your chin up towards the ceiling like you try to have an underbite. And as you do that, just gently lean your head and shoulders back ever slightly, again, not popping the rib cage. And you should feel this really great stretch in the front of the neck. You can also try to slide your bottom jaw right and left, and that will also give you a really great stretch in the front of the throat as well. And then to come back up, just gently tip the head back up to center, or you can even use your hands to help with that. The second variation is you're going to find your clavicles, and you're going to take your fingers and pull down on that tissue, or even grab it and pinch the tissue and hold on tight. Because what we're going to do is we're going to pull down as we tip our head back to try to create a little bit more of a stretch and release. And so tip your head down, grab hold and pull down, open the mouth, deep breath in, tip the head back and close the mouth and repeat the same process. And then gently bring the head back up. These are really great if you are a jaw clencher or a teeth grinder, because you're opening up through the neck, but you're also releasing some of the temporalis, which tends to get kind of jammed up around the ears, and that can create a lot of tension and a lot of gripping and grinding in the teeth. And so this is a really nice release to work with as well. Okay, so again, sitting nice and tall. Drop, I'm gonna do opposite. So left ear to the shoulder, make sure we're not hunched forward. This is why we're up on a block if we need to. And then gently take your left hand to the right side of your head and take your free hand and you're gonna flex the palm and really push down and away. If I turn sideways, make sure that the shoulder isn't rounding forward so we can get some stretch through the pectoral. So as you work, this is called nerve glides. And very gently turning the head either up or down, and very gently moving the arm front or back. You can even turn the hand in order to find that stretch. So maybe you're on the front of the neck, maybe you're on the side, maybe you're in the back of the neck. You can also take your free hand and tuck it behind you, and then grab it with your wrist, or your other hand, grab hold of that wrist, and gently draw across as you tip away. Just make sure that the shoulder you're stretching away from isn't rounding forward, and that happens a lot because we get focused on the arm, and then the shoulder rounds forward because this is tight through the chest. So make sure that that shoulder's open. Sometimes less is more. Nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. And I always like to remind students too, there may be some temporary tingling or numbness, and you always just want to be mindful of just kind of noticing, okay, is this something I need to come out from? But if those connective tissue, fascia, muscles are really tight, they may be pinning down on a nerve temporarily, and then once you come out, that blood flow is resolved again, and that electrical impulse is resolved again. So just kind of be mindful of that. Not necessarily feel fearful or forceful, but just very mindful. So after that, you're just going to gently now, hands to the knees, drop your chin to your chest, and then pick the head back up to center. That way you're not using all of those tissues that you just released to try to yank your heavy head back up to center again. Okay, shoulders down and back. Let's try the opposite side. Reach out, drop away, hand to head gently, and I'm going to turn my head and move my arm and try to find that area that this side needs. Don't worry about being symmetrical. Nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. These are great I'm at the office movements. And this is really important if you're a yoga teacher. You need to start telling your students what are some things, or how is it that they can bring these things into their everyday lives. And now if you want to, again, you can also tuck, because this is really the bread and butter of your practice. And this is how you keep your clients, is you start to really help them understand how it's not just about them coming to class once a week. It's about them making changes in their everyday lives. And this is something I'm very passionate about. I want my students to be successful. I want you to be successful. And not just reliant on me once a week. All right, and then same thing, bring the hands to the knees, roll the chin back to the chest, and then gently bring the head back upright. Let's just turn the head to the left and really challenge yourself. Keep your shoulders open, no tipping the head. Try to think about aligning the chin and the shoulder. This is that same rotation that should be happening in Warrior Two, but many of us have what I like to call a lame head rotation. It's kind of like look and call it a day. I want there to be a stretch there. And just like this sitting, let's do the other side. Really think about rotating. I'm not tipping my head. I'll turn sideways for you again. I'm upright. I'm not rounded. And I'm not leaning. Just going to go as far as I can and then challenge your eyes. Look as far back as you can. Nice deep breath in. Even try to draw the other shoulder back. And then back to center. Shoulders up, down and back. Just a lot of nice space. And now you're ready to go at it. Whatever you're going to do for the day or for your practice, this is a great little add-on, or even just a great wake you up or a help you go to bed. And I know you're going to enjoy it. Great job.